Oh, my back is there. Let's try this way. Oh. So, just got to do my Skype. So turn it off. Okay. One, two, 1, 2. Audio check. HD. Hi. Welcome to the broadcast. If you want to ask questions, then you have to message or send questions or call me through Skype. And my Skype ID is Rebekah Maroon. So to ask questions during the stream, you have to, I do these streams on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday morning at 10:30. So you can ask questions those times. So I'll do the introduction and then you can ask away. And my kids are still awake, as you can probably hear. Maybe you can't hear, I don't know. So if you're joining this stream, and there must be some interest in non-duality, some attraction to non-duality. Or you've wandered onto this stream randomly on YouTube. That's wonderful, because this is something that I really enjoy expressing. Really enjoy expressing non-duality. So if you want to hear it, then you're in the right place, because this is expressing it. Let me go and talk to them a little bit. I can hear them talking. see if that works. That peace that you long for, that rest, that peace, that freedom, that ease that you long for will never be found in time, will never be found in the horizontal, in the movement forward. Never. That freedom, that peace can only be found here. Is only here. Not here as in the opposite of there, as a place, but here as in beyond the opposites of here and there. Here as in that which it isn't. that which isn't, but yet allows everything else to appear, that which isn't, but is everything else, that is the appearances. This is home. This is home. That which you long for, that which you're chasing after. That freedom. Nothing that appears can give you that. Whether it be a person or a thing or an experience or a pleasure. Not because it can't give you it, but because you don't exist. There isn't a you who can have anything or arrive somewhere or attain anything. That is the point. That is the message. There isn't a someone. There isn't a you. That seeming you that feels to be real, that feels to be an actuality. It's actually an appearance appearing, a form appearing, a thing appearing, cloud appearing, a sound appearing, a thought appearing, a feeling appearing. But what is that? That is there when those things are no longer there. So the thought comes, I don't get it. Oh, I've got it. I understand, I don't understand. So that thought appears and it disappears on what's left, what allowed that thought to appear. What is the paper that the thoughts are appearing on? What's the background that the sensations or the feelings or the images are appearing on? We're conditioned, or it's part of separation, that the brain or the energy is so accustomed to forms, to looking to forms, to looking to thoughts, looking to things. We're taught that things are going to give you something. We believe that thoughts will lead us somewhere. We'll arrive in thought at some point. It will work it out. And it will take us and lead us to this explosion or this big thing. We'll finally arrive. We'll finally get that love. We'll finally be happy. But that's not true. It's not true. that you will never arrive. Not because you can't arrive, but because you don't exist. It's a dream of you appearing as if there's someone. So this message is pointing back to the reality beyond that dream of you. And it sounds really complicated at times, but it's merely a pointing back to what is happening. That this is spontaneously happening. This is spontaneously appearing. It's appearing out of nothing. All of this is coming out of nothing, appearing out of nothing. And that isn't a belief. When this is seen, it's shocking that this is happening. This is coming out of nothing. It's not a result of cause and effect. It's coming out of nothing. And even more intimately than that, it is nothing. What's appearing is nothing, appearing as what it's appearing as. And this is home. This is home. That you aren't something in the appearance. You aren't a limited somebody in this. This is appearing, this is happening. This is nothing being everything. For no purpose or reason, it just is. It's love. It's love. Appearing as this. This isn't cryptical or cryptic. I was going to say mystical. This isn't cryptic. Look at the experience. This is happening. But we're just so used to learning things, taking things on. We can't possibly conceive that this is already the case and doesn't need to be learned and taken on and understood. It's a pointing to what already is. But when we're identified, we're just so used to us, it being about us having a job. It's just too radical. It's too radical. It's too instant. It's too much. Too much. How can it be? How can this be it? How can this be it? How can this be life happening? How can this be heaven? It must be in time. It must be at the end of a process or a practice. It must be in time. Because I don't feel it now. There must be steps. But this is the freedom. And it's beyond you. Beyond that dream of you. So it seems to happen where there's a crumbling. It seems to be a gradual crumbling or a gradual thinning out or a gradual collapsing of that dream. That's the way it happened here anyway. That there seemed to be a journey to here, a journey to what is. Obviously it can't be, but that's the way it seems. It's a miraculous subject. Crazy. So you can ask questions now. Hi, Heel. Is it so that because everything appears, the decisions aren't really made? Is it so that because everything appears, decisions aren't really made? Although it feels like that for me, it just appears. Amazing how real choosing looks sometimes. I made a mistake again. Decisions aren't really made. Well, it seems as if the decisions are made. So I decided to buy a storage unit for some of the children's toys to go in, the books to go in. So that seemed to happen. The idea came. This mess is driving me crazy. Let's buy a storage unit. And so I went to look for one online, went to the shop, and I bought something, brought it back. I'm going to assemble it at the weekend when the kids aren't here. So that decision appeared, and it happened, and the action happened. So yeah, choices appear, ideas appear, but it's not someone doing that. No one's making that decision, that idea appear. It's appearing. The actions are happening. The thoughts appear. Life just happens, and what might appear is that I don't do that on Saturday. Hopefully I will do it, but it might not happen because life appears as it appears. What happens, happens. But your question's a bit unclear. I'm not sure what your question is. But yeah, decisions appear, choices appear, actions happen. The point is, or the message is, isn't so much about what doesn't appear. It's more to do with when it feels as if there's someone living life, as if there's somebody having an experience. That's the suffering. That's the hardship. And that's what's being questioned. Is that true? And that's being challenged and inquired into. Is that true? Who are you? So it's not really about the human's preferences or the human's lifestyle or anything. It's more a revealing of this mystery that life is happening. Okay, we have a call. Which camera is it? Okay. I have to alter my camera. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh great, I'm just going to change my camera. It's on the wrong one. That's why you can't see me. Oh, I can't do it there. Where do you do it?
Yes.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm there now.
Right.
Okay, here I am. Can you see me?
Not yet. But
okay, it's coming.
Coming. Yeah. Yeah. I can see you. You can't see me yet, I think, but it's working still.
Yeah.
But oh, I have to. I hear you still. I have to put something out, I think. What was that?
Hey! Hi. I can see you now.
Sorry. Hello. In the dark. Still in the dark.
Yeah.
Again.
And that chair's back again.
Yeah, again, yeah.
You just see your head at the top
I
of the
just took
chair.
it away for you the last time. But
Yeah.
It's always standing. Maybe one day it will vanish.
Yeah.
It will disappear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to react it short to make it clear, but
Okay.
actually you already gave the totally clear answer the way I meant it, actually.
Okay.
But just to clarify a little bit more about the decision making is for me always a kind of big thing. Like I don't want to make mistakes, and actually that's what you said also. That is I think that what you meant that as long as there is a me, there is a kind of belief that I have to make a mistake and make a decision, and that decision can be right or wrong.
Yeah.
And when that me isn't there anymore that makes that decision, then there can be deciding. Yeah, you said it already. Like decisions kind of appear, but are not really made like really thought over very thoroughly, probably, or yeah, maybe also. But I mean, I think there's a big difference when there's a me making a decision, or there's just a free decision making.
Yeah. When the person's there, it's so important that you get it right. It's so important. It's really stressful having a choice and getting it right because it might affect the future and it might affect things, and it's really stressful. Yeah.
And it's funny that the longer I'm in this kind of I don't know how you say it, but lately it's even getting stronger in a way. Sometimes it's more freely happen. Life is happening freely, and sometimes the responsibility just jumps in my back even more strong.
Right.
But it's also more obvious that how much tension and how much pressure me feels to do it right.
Yeah.
It might be great if that's just free and not covered by all those right and wrong ideas.
I think. What's the thing to ask? Maybe as a just maybe look at why, like, if you make the wrong decision, what could happen? What are you afraid of happening? Or if you get it right, what does that mean? What are you going to get by getting it right? What's the kind of I'd be useful to see what the answer to that is. Like, what if it's wrong, or how will it affect me? What's going to be the outcome if it's wrong or right? Look at what the ideas that are behind it.
Yeah. So much different things, but the thing today was, for example, that I thought that I might have. Oh, I forgot to ask something to the doctor, and that's kind of important because I had some troubles with my heart.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to get too much into details, but it's good now. So I stopped the medicine, and I wanted to make sure that I can just drink again, and if I want.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
But I mean, So that was a question I forgot.
Okay.
This weekend I'm maybe having a party, and then. But then
Yeah.
it's very important. Why didn't I ask that? I had the chance to ask him, and now now I'm in. And I don't know if I managed to. So it's just an example. So then.
Yeah.
I think why didn't I think of it? And sometimes it's even lately it seems more that sometimes I forget things.
Yeah.
Because it's also the importance sometimes drops away and then it comes back again. So there's also a kind of strange period I'm in that I think, why don't I do it the normal way? But it's also not that important probably.
Yeah. Well, if you look at like how why didn't I produce the thought to remember to ask the doctor about alcohol? You know, why didn't I produce that thought?
Yeah.
How could you have? How could you produce a thought? How do you do that now? How do you produce any thought?
Well, it's even worse. I already wrote it down. So that's how it. So I had the question before me, but I was so caught up in the interaction with the doctor that I forgot to ask the last question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Just what's happening, but afterwards I feel so much that I did that wrong, and I could have done that different.
I could have produced that. I could have produced that memory to ask the doctor. I could have produced the thought to bring the paper out and
Normally I can, so why couldn't I now?
Yeah.
It's so such a strong feeling.
Yeah.
And that's probably totally gone where there's no me anymore. It's just happening freely probably. That's not that kind of.
Well, a thought might come here. Oh, I didn't buy bread today. Oh, I didn't buy bread. But then it's like there's no one who owns that. Like there's no one who's responsible for buying it or not buying it, or remembering it or not remembering it. Who produced that thought?
Yeah, right.
Who didn't buy the bread? Who didn't write that in? It didn't happen.
Yeah.
And there could be annoyance about it, but then that's also happening. There's not somebody owning the annoyance about it either.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
Yeah.
This is all just happening.
Yeah. So never a guilty feeling about anything anymore with you.
Guilty feeling.
Like, oh, I should have done it different. That's kind of gone.
I know. I guess so. I can't think of anything.
There's no one doing it. Who's to blame? Yeah. That must be great. Yeah, that's the thing, I guess. If there's nobody to blame anymore, then the blame stops also.
Well, no, I don't think so. Like, I could still say, like, why didn't you shut the door, Joshua? Why didn't you do that? It's still like a normal, you know, I still accuse and I still blame or say, why didn't you do that? Why are you doing this? Why are you being so noisy? There's still that happening.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there isn't a thought.
It's just
added to that.
Like,
it's real. Could have done it differently.
It's real and meaningful.
Because it's just happening.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah.
You said it will. Yeah. Like when there's no one doing it, it's just appearing. So also blame can appear in the way you can say it.
Everything appears.
Nobody doing it.
Everything appears. Yeah. Everything appears.
That's not totally free, of course. And when nobody's doing it, then the responsibility kind of gone because nobody's doing it. Yeah, it's just happening. That's free. I can feel that.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Life's happening. All of life is happening.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, Heel. Nice to speak to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Oh, that's so nice. When someone calls in, it's lovely. Hi. Hey. Hey, catfish. Do you want to? Oh. There's a long grey area on your message. How did you do that? That's weird. I've never seen that before. Okay, you don't want to call. Yeah, okay. I don't really, the question, how you've written the question is a bit muddled. I'm not clear on which bit's the question, or like, would you rather calling enough? Calling enough. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to, I understand, it's hard to ring in and talk about everything, to expose everything. It must be really, well, it is, yes, really hard to, yeah. No more questions. Like, just to, there's something coming about heal, I think, like, this is, it's not real. It's not real in the way the person feels it is or thinks it is. It's not real. I know when it feels as if you are limited to that person, it feels very real, very serious and real. But it's like a dream. It's not real. It's appearing and disappearing instantly. As soon as it appears, it's disappearing. It's a dream. when you're a young child, like it's just free. What's happening is just happening free. It's just happening. In that moment, whatever's happening, you're crying, you're crying, you're angry, you're angry, you're happy, you're happy. It's just happening. It's free. It's not real. It isn't like there's a separate someone looking at it saying it's not real, it's not happening. It's not real. Like, it is not real. The appearance is so alive and so seemingly real, so not real. It's beyond someone knowing it's not real. It's more intimate than that. The actual appearance is the appearance, and it's so what it is. It's so whatever it is that. It's so anger, it's so happy, it's so sad. It's what it is. But it's not real. So it's fully the human experience. It's fully being human. But it's not real. It's not happening to someone. And this is the joy of a child. Yeah, Josh. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and yeah, thank you. And I'm back. Today's today. I'm back on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. So what's New Year's Eve? So I'll see you on New Year's Eve morning if you're around. Okay. Bye.